So, I am reading this book, and in this book, the author shared a powerful story to illustrate a point that I believe is worth sharing because too many of us believers are deceived in this same way. In the book, she spoke about the Mayans, Indians that occupied ancient Antigua, located in Guatemala in the 1500s. She spoke about the Spanish will to invade and to take hold of that particular region. And yes, the Spanish had several advantages over the Indians. Number one, the Spanish had full armors for their soldiers. They had horses and they had guns. The Mayan Indians, while they were fierce and brave fighters, they fought with bows and arrows. But you and I will think that that was the advantage that the Spanish had over the Indians, but that was not it. Back then in the Western Hemisphere, the Indians never saw horses. So when they were on the battlefield and they saw these armored soldiers mounted on these horses, they assumed that it was one creature, not recognizing who the true enemies were. So they shot at the horses, and of course the horses fell. But the moment the horses fell to the ground, the soldiers jumped off and they shot the Indians, killing countless of them, taking hold of the region. What am I saying? I'm saying that the reason the Mayans lost that battle, it wasn't because of the tools that they had to use against their enemies. The problem is they did not recognize who their true enemies were. They assumed it was the horses. They assumed it was one creature, and as a result, they were massacred. Too many of us believers, when we hear the word spiritual warfare, when we hear principalities, when we hear the dark world, we get spooked and we fight against flesh as opposed to taking our fight into that spiritual realm. We need to know our enemies if we are to win the battle, or we ourselves are going to be like those Indians.